Okay, we have more breaking news coming in this story. This is according to defense sources. So we'll have our colleague Akash join us to bring us more context on these developments. But what we're learning right now is that there is additional deployment taking place at the nearby COBs of Indian Army after this incident. So forces have been sent from other locations in. Let's just go over to our colleague Akash to understand more. Akash, we've just shared with our audiences that as we speak, search operations are underway for those that perpetrated this incident. Can you tell our audiences more about the additional deployment that's taking place?
Right. So, Toya, first of all, defense forces are telling us that additional deployment has been sent to the area. In fact, the areas that are close to Rayasi. Rayasi is one place that is comparatively peaceful. It's very close to Katra and to the way from where we go to Vaishno Devi. So Rayasi is one place that is comparatively very peaceful, and this is the reason why this attack has come as a surprise. You see, when we talk about the attacks in the Jammu area, so we know that how Rajouri and Poonch are the two areas which have become the hot belt. But in Rayasi, last year we got one terrorist. In fact, the security forces arrested one terrorist from Rayasi. If I'm not wrong, he was neutralized there. But Rayasi is one area which is comparatively peaceful. When this attack happened yesterday, where we lost 9 individuals and several are injured, so this came as a surprise, and this is the reason why the companies, that are operating nearby Rayasi, have been sent with additional, in fact, have been, asked to stay alert, and additional deployment has been sent. In fact, we are learning that some special forces and, in fact, some additional companies have been moved from different places to this particular area. Such operation is underway. Our colleagues are there. Ishan is very much there. He has been reporting that how several assets are being used, drones are being used. Officials are using technology as well as the manpower to, search for those who were involved in this particular, incident, in fact, the attack. And we got to know that how, LG is monitoring the situation. In fact, yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi took a stock of the situation and, is very much monitoring the situation as well.
Akash, just stay with us. Let's go over to our colleague Arunima also, who's with us. Arunima, you were talking to us a little bit earlier about the preliminary actions that have been taken, that the entire region is being sanitized, drones are being used right now, the NIA is on the ground. Just bring us more context, please.
Yes, so one part of the response is what Akash just reported on, which is how the Indian Army is going about sanitizing the area and looking for the perpetrators of this dastardly attack. The second aspect is, of course, the investigation that Jammu and Kashmir police is carrying out, but the National Investigation Team is also on the ground to assist them. Eventually, a call could be taken with the case is handed over to NIA, as most terror cases are being handed over, and there's no doubt anymore that this was a terrorist attack. The sequence of event, as narrated by survivors, is that when this bus was returning, and the CCTV footage currently on our screen also tells us that when this bus was returning, suddenly in the middle of the road, somebody who was wearing military fatigue-like uniform, but was carrying, AK series rifles, just stood in the middle of the road and fired on the bus. The driver got hit, lost control, and that's how the bus rolled into the gorge. And the firing continued. That's what survivors said, that even when the bus was rolling down the gorge, they could still hear intermittent firing. So who were these people? Picking up those empty cartridges from the ground is important. If there is any other evidence that they can pick up, if there any CCTV on that road has picked up movement of these terrorists, then those are crucial evidence that the NIA needs to collect from the ground. The forensic team is there. They would try and pick up whatever traces, if any explosive was utilized, even though this appears to be a case of firing and subsequently the bus rolling down. If there is any trace of any explosive that can be found, that's what the forensic team will require to do. And the NIA team generally on the ground, because that's the SOP. Every time a terrorist attack happens, they assist the local police so that they are involved with the case right from the word go. That experience comes in handy later when the case is handed over to them.
Okay, Arunima, we'll ask you more about the TRF itself in just a few minutes from now. It's an organization that came about in 2019, but more details about it we'll go over to our reporters to ask. First, though, just take a look at different reactions. This is what police officials on the ground had to say.
मैडम, ये डेंस फॉरेस्ट है, किस तरह से इस ऑपरेशन को चलाया गया है आपकी तरफ से?
इस पूरे ऑपरेशन के लिए ड्रोन्स जो हैं वो लगाए गए हैं। साथ ही साथ हमने 5 टीम्स बनाई हैं जो कि जितने भी एडजॉइनिंग फॉरेस्टेड एरिया हैं उनको कोम करते हुए अलॉन्ग विद द VDG मेंबर्स जो हमारे हैं उनके साथ हम लोग कोमिंग ऑपरेशन करते हुए यहीं पे आके सारे के सारे कंक्लूड करेंगे।
मैडम, क्या जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस के पास क्या इनपुट्स थे, क्योंकि पहले से ही इस तरह का अंदेशा था कि इस इलाके में, क्योंकि लंबे समय के बाद इस इलाके में इस तरह की घटना पेश आई है?
नहीं, एज सच कोई इस स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट के लिए कोई स्पेसिफिक इनपुट थी नहीं। आई डोंट नो कि ये रूमर जो है वो मैं भी सुन रही हूँ कल से कि स्पेसिफिक इनपुट था, बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। देयर वाज नो स्पेसिफिक इनपुट रिगार्डिंग दिस साइट। हम जर्नली हमने हाई अलर्ट रखा हुआ था एट बोथ द श्राइन्स। वो एक जर्नल इनपुट जिसे कहेंगे वो था उसमें कि हमें श्राइन्स को और जितनी भी यात्राएं हमारी स्टार्ट हो रही हैं उनको हमने सिक्योर करना है। तो उसके लिए जो बोथ द श्राइन्स वर ऑन हाई अलर्ट, वहाँ की सारी नफरी जो है वो भी अलर्ट पे थी। ये आप देख सकते हैं कि ये बिल्कुल साथ में एडजॉइनिंग रजौरी है। ये ऊपर वाला एरिया, दिस एरिया बिलोंग्स टू रजौरी पुलिस। ये नीचे वाला जो पार्ट है ये रियासी को बिलोंग करता है। ये सड़क जो है वो रियासी को बिलोंग करती है। सो उस तरीके से कहा जाए कि बिल्कुल बॉर्डर पे उन्होंने आके स्ट्राइक किया है। अभी देखने की वी आर स्टिल इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग दैट पार्ट कि वो आए कहाँ से थे, उन्होंने रूट कौन सा पकड़ा था और किस रूट से वो निकले हैं। इसीलिए हमने कॉम्बिंग ऑपरेशन जो है वो अपना सुबह से ही लगा रखा है। हमारी टीम्स जो हैं एसओजी का कंपोनेंट, साथ में हमारी ड्रोन पार्टी और JNK पुलिस और साथ में CRPF, वो सब।
किस तंजीम से ये ताल्लुक रखते हैं, क्योंकि ये बताया गया कि पाकिस्तानी आतंकवादी हो सकते हैं?
अभी इट इज़ टू सून टू टेल।
देख सकते हैं कि पुलिस की तरफ से जो है एक यहाँ पे तलाशी अभियान, संयुक्त तलाशी अभियान जो है सेना के साथ मिलके और एसओजी और पुलिस की तरफ से चलाया गया है। उन्होंने साफ कहा कि ये जो एक तरह से बॉर्डर है रजौरी और रियासी का, और इस बॉर्डर लाइन पे जो है ये यात्रियों पे हमला किया गया है और कहाँ से वो आए और किस तरह से उन्होंने रैकी की इस इलाके में, ये तमाम चीज़ें जो हैं वो अब तफ्तीश जो है पुलिस इसमें जाँच में जुट गई है। और कोशिश यही है पुलिस की कि जो ये अभियान है इसको जो है मुकम्मल किया जाए, सही ढंग से मुकम्मल किया जाए, ताकि जो आतंकवादी हैं वो यहाँ से निकल के जाने में कामयाब ना हो सकें।
Okay, let's go back to our colleague Arunima to understand more on this entire story. Arunima, we know that the opposition has, over the last few hours, attacked the BJP and said that the claims of normalcy in this region were obviously false. Can you tell us a little bit more about the TRF, the Resistance Front, the organization that's claimed responsibility? We first heard of them in 2019. Today, how active are they?
Oh, well, they are the most active organization in Jammu and Kashmir. The TRF actually is a new name given to Lashkar and Jaish combination. Pakistan, as per intelligence agencies, wanted to push this narrative to the world that it were not Pakistani terrorists who were carrying out terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. It was an indigenous organization. These were Kashmiris themselves which were pushing back against quote-unquote occupying forces. That's the narrative that Pakistan wanted to push, and therefore a new nomenclature was given and TRF was formed. The TRF has recruits from Lashkar as well as Jaish. Clear distinction between the Lashkar cadre, the Hizbul cadre and the Jaish cadre is long gone, we are told. And now the TRF is the face, and every time a terror attack happens, you see the Resistance Front either put it up on their Telegram channel or come up with social media posts where they release videos and pictures while the attack is happening. So their terrorists wear body cams, and while the attack is happening, they make videos. So purely propaganda, trying to push this narrative. And even in this case, non-locals were attacked. Most of those who passed away are from Uttar Pradesh. So what is the message that they came up with? That these are Sanghis that we're attacking. So that's the narrative they want to push through. But the intelligence agencies, the military, the paramilitary, the local police, there it's very clear that these are terrorists who only and look at the timing. While the new government was taking oath in Delhi, just around the same time this attack happened, obviously trying to take attention away from the democratic process that India successfully completed. They are hopeful of the army and the paramilitary are hopeful that they would nab the attackers very soon. But the reality on the ground is that right from 1st of January 2023, when villagers were killed in Dangri, up until now, there are multiple attacks that are being carried out against civilians, against armed forces, against our paracommandos by this group. And DGP Swain is on record on 8th of June to say that about 50 to 60 Pakistani terrorists have managed to infiltrate. So it's a big challenge for our security grid.
Okay, that's one number, 50 to 60 as you just said. But if we were to ask you, do we know how many are active right now? Would the number be within that region? Is it very difficult